Hey attorney, I just inherited my father's house in the United States, but I'm freaking out because someone told me that if I sell it, I'm gonna have to pay a ton of taxes. Is that true? Whoa. Okay, let's take this step by step. First, I'm sorry about your dad. Second, congratulations on your inheritance. And third, do you know the value of the property that you just inherited? Yes, it's worth about $1 million, but I heard something about estate tax. Will I have to pay that if I sell? Good question. Yes, well, not directly. Estate tax is paid by your father's estate, not by you directly. But here's the catch. Your father wasn't a US citizen, is that correct? That's correct. He lived abroad, but he owned this house here. Okay, so an estate tax is the government's right to tax the transfer of ownership of assets from a dead person to their heirs. If you're a United States citizen, you have an exemption amount of up to 13.6 million. So if your estate does not exceed 13.6 million, you likely won't have to pay any estate taxes. However, if you're not a US citizen, your estate tax exemption is only $60,000. That means after the $60,000 credit or coupon has been deducted, you may owe taxes on the $940,000 remaining as the value of the house was worth. I owe taxes on a $940,000 estate value. What's the tax rate? The tax rate is up to 40%. So the estate could theoretically owe around $376,000. If you didn't have that liquidity to pay that bill, then you may have to sell the property in order to liquidate and pay that tax bill. Otherwise, the IRS would likely just put a lien on that property. Wow. So because my dad owned property in the United States and he's not a citizen, I have to pay a big tax bill on his behalf to inherit this, or because he died. Is there anything that he could have done to have avoided this? That is correct. Due to your dad's citizenship status, it subjects his estate to a much higher tax liability. If your dad would have met with a trust and estate planning attorney ahead of time, he likely could have put enough plans in place to avoid these taxes or to mitigate them significantly through different entities or different trusts or different tax mitigation strategies. The moral of the story here is if you own real estate in the United States and you're not a US citizen, you should be meeting with a trust and estate attorney or a tax planning attorney to get ahead of the anticipated bill that your heirs will likely have to endure.